Hello and welcome back to the Gauntlet of Greatness. I'm Randy Buehler. Going to be playing Sligh this week. Well, people call it Sligh. For me, it's still Dead Guy Red. I mean, Paul Sligh had a great deck back when sort of the first good red decks were around. And really that deck innovated this idea of a mana curve that, okay, a bunch of 1-drops and 2-drops, make sure I spend all of my mana every turn. Somebody had to be the first one to think of that, right? And Paul Sligh was the guy, and that deck is why, his contribution is why it's called Sligh decks. But then David Price came along, a member of Team Dead Guy alongside Chris Pakula. And then Tempest got printed. So Dave would play aggro red decks even before Tempest got printed. Then all of a sudden Jackal-Pup comes out, and Mog Fanatic comes out, Mog Flunkies comes out. Had been hanging around for a little bit at that point. That was first in Visions. And so, you had this perfect marriage of, guy who had been playing beatdown red decks for a while, kind of a Pro Tour. I mean, he would steadily make the Pro Tour, but they called him the king of the qualifiers, right? He wasn't making top 8s. But you've got a Pro Tour quality player, then you've got the card set just conspires to turn his pet strategy into I don't know, the best strategy, probably the best strategy. Certainly the Worlds that I took this deck list from, there were 3, 4, 5 copies, 3, 4 copies of it in the top 8. John Finkel was playing it. Ben Rubin finished second with it. Great deck. David Price, great guy too. So I'm kind of looking forward to playing this. I haven't played a deck like this in a while. My opponent this week is the Fires deck. So Fires of Galvamaya comes out in Invasion. Saproling Burst had been hanging out in Standard at that time. The fading on this, this card's clearly costed, assuming you don't get to attack with your tokens right away. So giving all your creatures haste is just a really good combo. Similarly, Blastoderm is obviously designed to deal 15. You can just take 15 to the face, never have to worry about this. Throw Fires of Galvamaya in, and suddenly one Blastoderm is lethal, or you start getting pressured to chump block as soon as possible. Flametongue Kavu, also very good Magic card. So solid creature deck, more birds and elves to ramp into that stuff. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think that the Sligh deck is more objectively powerful, but I mean the matchup might actually favor the Fires deck. Oh, Dead Guy Red, of course. So, all right. Yeah, I mean, the Fires deck has big creatures, so I'm not going to be able to hit him with Jackal-Pups super often. It's probably going to be one of these matchups where if my Burn and my Wastelands can disrupt... Oh, Wasteland is going to be really good here, isn't it? If I can disrupt his mana base, that's going to be a problem for him, I think. But if he gets to start casting 4 and 5 mana creatures, they're just going to outclass mine. Die rolls pretty good to win. Yeah, I have to keep this. I mean, I need a land to get to Ball Lightning, but I get to shock his first creature. I get to play Mog Fanatic. I get to Fanatic away his second creature is what's realistically going to happen here. Funny. I think I don't even want to give him the option to block because I want the recurring source of damage rather than the 2 damage. Now, what we really want is a mountain next turn. Raw Ball Lightning. That's what we really want. Come on, mountain. That's not a mountain. Yeah, I gotta kill the bird. I do not want him getting into anything. Any land would have turned on Hammer, too. But Lightnings can still do a ton of damage for strikers or anything. Chimeric Idol is actually pretty good against Hammer. He's only ever going to turn it into a creature in the middle of combat. I'm not going to get to hammer it. So, yeah, holds me off. Now what? Blastoderm is kind of annoying here. Although I still think I can outrace a Blastoderm, right? If I draw Mountain. If I get to start, if I just get to make Ball Lightnings on my next 3 turns, should be fine. What you got? Oh, jeez. That's annoying. Yeah. Fire Ice, pretty good against Jackal. Oh, sorry. There we go. All right. Last couple turns, I just wanted a mountain. Now I'm starting to get to the point where I need a mountain. I did not need a 4th Ball Lightning. 3 Ball Lightnings is 18. 4th Ball Lightning seems like overkill here. Yeah. He's hitting me back for 6 a turn now. Really, need a mountain. Come on, deck. Wow. Yeah. We're not going to win this game. 6 turns. I went 0 for 5 draw phases so far. I mean, each one is sure, but 0 for 5 is pretty annoying. Whatever. I'm clearly supposed to keep this draw. I should have a mountain by now, and I think that would have been good enough. Couldn't block even if I wanted to. I'm dead next turn. Crazy. If he sacks his fires to give a Chimeric Idol +2/+2, or he plays a creature with haste, I'm just dead. That is, I'm forced to Fire Blast, which there's no way I'm going to survive. This Chimeric Idol should have haste. He could have attacked me with the other one. Alright, I'll go to 1. Yeah, can't do anything with that extra turn. Wow. 14 cards. I drew a whole nother hand of 7, and it just had no lands in it. Maybe I'm just outclassed. These are just not good enough. I mean, clearly the 90s were a time in Magic where the spells were where the real power was. You know, and even in this deck, the spells, Fire Blast. I mean, Ball Lightning this isn't even really a creature, right? This is like a perverted form of direct damage spell. You know, Jackal Pup, sure. I mean, that was crazy powerful. But I mean, by modern standards, well, you know, 1 mana, 2 power guys, they're around. It's not that crazy. Maybe this deck is just outclassed by modern creatures. Then again, the Fire deck, the creatures in the Fire deck aren't that good by modern standards. This invasion is the point where spells really started to get worse and creatures really started to get better. What am I sideboarding? Dwarven Miner could mess him up. He has a fair number of non-basics. Thaumaturgus doesn't do anything. I don't know what's bad against him, though. I'm not Firestorming. I mean, if he gets Saproling Burst, Blastoderm, I can't... I mean, like, Bottle Gnomes doesn't block effectively. I think it's really a question of whether I want Dwarven Miner. I guess these Goblin Vandals are quite bad. He doesn't. They kill Chimeric Idols, but I mean they're never getting through to kill a Chimeric Idol. No, not the Thaumaturgus. The Miner. And it lets me continue this mana. Using real spells. His creatures are going to outclass mine. Seems like a keeper. It's not awesome, but I mean, it's... I think it's above average, right? I've got 2-drop. I've got a couple removal spells. I've got a Wasteland. I really wish I had the ability to kill a mana creature for 1 mana. Is what I really wish. That Incinerate or a Shock, I would like. This hand might actually count as good. That thing where it's like, do I play the Ironclaw Orcs or the Incinerate? I think I have to kill the Elf. Again, 1 mana removal spell. I could be contemplating this Wasteland. Although, I wouldn't sack my 2nd land here. Red mana to hammer the Elf? 2 elves. Huh. I could go Orcs and Wasteland. I think Hammer is better. Man, the deck is kind of designed. You get turn 2 to play that Ironclaw Orc, and then you can reasonably just kill their creature, attack, kill their creature, attack, try to hit him enough times with an Ironclaw Orc to get him down within sort of Ball, Lightning, Fire Blast range. I like the fact that the Elf is attacking rather than summoning something. That seems good for me. He's got Rishadan Port. Okay. Yeah, not in love with that. Oh, so now I can play the Ironclaw Orcs. I could waste the port, but I think wasting his red mana is better. I mean, if he wants to spend 2 mana, taking away 1 mana from this deck. All right. Now what? He had a mountain. Oh, he's got flamed. Ouch. I could play or Curse Skull. Or I could hit him with Ball Lightning. Well, I can hit him with Ball Lightning later. If I get my hand down, I can start to do Curse Scroll shenanigans. Oh, I guess I opened myself up to port here. He's got another Flame Tongue. Ouch. Direct damage. Gonna be super quick too. Do not like my chances here. It's going to tap a land on upkeep. I probably have to take a 50-50 at a Flametongue Kavu. The card I'm about to top deck. This seems better. Alright, I don't want to tell him about the Fire Blast, so I'll tell him about the Curse Scroll. Swing and a miss, Smog Fanatic off the top. Man. Flametongue Kavu, very good against this deck. I'm going to have to, like... I mean, the way I win is with a draw like the first one, but where I hit the third mountain, then I can go Ball Lightning, Fire Blast. But yeah, I can't fight a creature fight against this deck. It just doesn't work. Well, that was a Destruction Shadow.
Yeah, the Chimeric Idol.deck did pretty well in the first round.
Well, so the first draw, I have 4 Ball Lightnings in my hand. I never drew the third land.
Oh.
Like, I kept a draw with 2 Ball Lightnings, 2 lands. Like, the draw was good, right? I had the early creatures. I could kill your mana creatures. And I'm sitting on Ball Lightning. I'm like, all right, third mountain, and I'm fine. Drew Ball Lightning, number 3. I then drew Ball Lightning, number 4. And then I then drew Fire Blast. So, like,
Fire Blast is insult at the end there.
Yeah, so third mountain at any reasonable turn, like anytime in the first 4 or 5 turns, I think third mountain would have won me that game, I think. I mean, if I draw it by turn 3 or 4, I'm in great shape. I think turn 5, I still would have won. Still, saw 7 cards. Turn 8, still no third mountain. That one. And then, yeah, this game, you just outclassed me, I think.
Yeah, I actually sided out 2 Sapling Bursts because I figure I actually don't need it to win.
Interesting.
I just need to get some creatures out there, and I think I should be able to beat you. My stuff's just better than yours. But I still ended the game with 2 Sapling Bursts and a Firezy Avamaya.
Yeah,
the first game.
Kavu. Well, Flametongue Kavu all by itself. If I don't have the, like, Ball Lightning, Fire Blast draw, I think that your Flametongue Kavu is just so much more efficient than anything in my deck.
Absolutely.
That was pretty interesting. Yeah, I feel like my memories of this Sligh deck are that it should be ridiculous, but it's sitting 0-2 right now.
Yeah, it's just... I'm telling you, the first time when I played it, I really had a Fire Blast and go to 0 mana, and it might have been slightly different, but yeah. it just looks so unimpressive. Like, I took out Sapling Bursts, like, nope, don't need those.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it felt like the last time I was playing the Mythic deck, if it couldn't just mana screw the deck, I mean, if it could kill all the birds and elves and lands, then it could win, but its only realistic strategy was to play the land destruction game and win via mana screw. Like enforced mana screw.
Right. I mean, that's kind of what the Sligh deck was designed around, at least. It was super efficiency early. Everyone was kind of playing for late, and it was able to sneak in there. If you got mana host against it, you just auto-lost, right? So, yeah, and it has the...
I agree with you, but wasn't Jackal Pup ridiculous back then? I'm not imagining this, right?
No, Jackal Pup. No, like turn 1 Jackal Pup, and then you remove all their stuff, and you're fine.
Right.
Like that thing comes up like Jackal Pup, Mog Fanatic, and then remove their things. They're on a 3-turn clock at that point.
Right. Turns out though, Ironclaw Orc not really a constructed creature anymore.
I'm not sure he ever really was. He just happened to make the deck. I mean, you do need cards 57 to 60, so.
Oh, go back and look at some of the list Dave Price was playing before Tempest was printed. Ironclaw Orc was above average until Tempest got printed.
Oh, fair.
Anyway, good times, good games.
Yep, good game.
Yeah, thanks for playing. And thank you guys for watching once again. We'll sign off from the Gauntlet of Greatness for this week. See you guys next time.